So we have here Baruch at the Tikkun Elevator Kollel, and we're going to be reading, which we said before, from the Sea of Wisdom, which in Hebrew is called the Yam HaChochma. On Breslov, this is the main breakthrough that a person has to realize, to appreciate, and to come to in our life, is to attach ourselves to God through the difficulties of our life, because it is He that makes everything be. So how to become harmonized with Him? Now, these are a collection of teachings about Shavuos. It comes from the Rabbi. The writer of this, or the publication, says, from the teachings of a Rabbi, the Gaon and Tzaddik, Rabbi Yitzchak, Myer, Morgenstern, Shlita. And as I said other times, he is a contemporary, a former Chaver of Rav Yosef Chaim Memran. So let's see some of the things I read. Now, this rabbi basically, it's two different Hasidic forms that we see about this rabbi. One is that he's Mekorov to Breslov, so that the meditations of the Kabbalah of Rabbi Nachman, something that's, pervade here. But also, he comes from a background of another kind of Hasidim, which are called the Satmar Hasidim. Myer comes from a place today is Romania, was part of Romania and Hungary at one time. And it's a very strong Hasidic group in the United States and in Israel. So he writes like this: Reb Nazim of Breslov explains the underlying meaning of the two crowns that were given to each Jew at Mount Sinai. When we said these two words, Na'aseh v'Nishma, we will do and we will hear. When a Yid, a Jew, is in a state of connection with God, then every bit of Torah and Avodas Hashem, everything that he does, that he studies, incorporates him into the Anochi, into the I. What is this I? He loses attaining the level of ayin. That is, he loses, and he says he's attaining the level of ayin. Ayin means nothing. He himself sees himself as nothing. He loses his sense of ego-driven self, which is called ani, and becomes unified with the ultimate I. What is the ultimate I? Hashem. Now, when we exist here, and those of us who are alive, we exist here in this world, we are always an I. But he says there's an I within the I within the I, and ultimately the I is Hashem. Any obstacle in his study, and Avodas Hashem, his serving of God, is a reflection of his withdrawal from the state of bittul. Bittul means that it's nothingness, self-nullification, back to his ego. They're coming back to his physicality and his physical needs. At each point of a challenge, one must return to the state of ayin. In other words, when life throws you curveballs, and there's strife and difficulty in your life, and whatever part would be, in your family or with your work, or whatever, just things that happen out there that are very difficult. There is, in fact, an ayin, a mind, and that name I, which is behind the whole thing. This is the ayin of nothingness and connection with the ultimate, which is Hashem. These are the two crowns. One for Na'aseh, one is for the name Na'aseh, for the return to the state of bittul, which means coming back to the state of self-nullification of one's ego. And the other for Nishma, which means to hear, but here it means for the renewed understanding of Torah and Avodas Hashem and how to serve God, that flows straight from the source. Now he says this concept is explained by the Baal Tanya, which is the original, the Alter Rebbe of Lubavitch, in a slightly different way. He says the Jewish people saw the sounds of Mount Torah, that when the Torah was given at Mount Sinai, we saw the sounds. A very interesting phrase. This is the state of bittul and obedience of nishma. This is the counts of nullifying of the ego, complete nullify, that we come to the place of listening. We are tuned in at a higher level. They apprehended the elevated concepts of Torah through the quality of hearing, of tuning into the will of Hashem and letting go of their own will and ego-driven intellect. This is why the Erev Rav, that is, there was always a mixed multitude amongst the Jewish people, who find it difficult to be able to really practice Judaism and really find it very difficult, but they are married and wedded into us, with the Erev Rav, couldn't have this experience. In other words, they don't get the experience. They were caught in their own yeshus, in their own feeling of physicality, in the self and the ego's intellectual grasp. This limited them, and they failed to reach the heights of receiving the essence of the Torah and its innermost light. When a person comes to the study of Torah and toil in Avodas Hashem, in other words, he puts effort into it, he needs to be a true Talmid Chacham. He is a student with his own sense of self, but he must be a Chacham. Now, what does it mean to be a Chacham? He must have the bittul, that is the essence of Chachma, which is the essence of this wisdom. Now, Chachma also means much more. It means mind. The pathway to true Torah knowledge and Avodas Hashem begins with the holy letters themselves, with Naaseh, that word, with Malchus, for the letters are manifestations of Malchus. So let's go back. He says again, the understanding of the true Torah begins with the holy letters, that the aleph base of the Hebrew language, because each one of the letters is a construct. It's construct. With Naaseh, that is doing something, with Malchus, for the letters are manifestation of Malchus, and we know from other places that letters represent Malchus. Malchus means, well, this world of physicality, some more physical state. This is where the obstacles can arise, because this is still the place of Ani, the place of my ego, the perception of the self. Then one rises through the level of Bina by feeling a powerful yearning to overcome the obstacle through renewed Dvekus. What it is that the problems that I perceive in my physical state, that is my survival mode, many different ways in which this manifests itself. They want to go through the obstacles with renewed Dvekus. Dvekus means clinging to God. This is a fight that one has to conduct in order to be able to achieve the state of bittul, the state of Dvekus, where your ego is not the main thing, but the main thing is uniting yourself with which is eternal. This is the level of nishma, of listening. When these two aspects come together, one can attain the level of Keser, the crown, or reach the highest possible pneumistic of space, close to the ultimate mind of God. And these are the crowns gifted to the Jewish people when we declared, when the Torah was given to us, Naaseh v'nishma, that we will do and we will hear. May Hashem help us to come to truly fulfill Naaseh v'nishma and receive the Torah anew. May we merit true prayer, which is the nourishing and sustaining source of Torah. Let's go back over this again. I kind of messed that up a little bit. Let's see the prayer. This is a prayer that he's making for us. May Hashem help us to come to truly fulfill Naaseh v'nishma, which means that we will do and we will listen. Well, it's not listen and then we will do. First, we agreed that we will do the Torah. We'll take it on ourselves and we will do it. And now we'll try to understand what's going on and try to really make it more perfect. And receive the Torah anew. May we merit true prayer. So this is part of the main theme of all Kabbalists, is that through prayer, many things can be accomplished, which is the nourishing and sustaining source of Torah. May we merit to honor and love every single Jew as ourselves. And this refers to Jews who are not learning in yeshivas, of Jews who are not keeping the Holy Sabbath, Jews who are not watching and guarding the laws of what to eat and what to not eat. They are also Jews. For every Yid is like the apple of Hashem's eye, and embodies yet another aspect of the hidden light of the Torah that will be revealed in the ultimate future. This is the Torah of the two aspects of Moshiach, which is Messiah, and may we merit them and the spirit of life that animates the Torah, in other words, the pneumius of the Torah, the energy of the Torah, and the true tzaddikim, with the coming of Mashiach in Hashem's mercy, speedily and in our days. This is Baruch Fleischman. We've been listening to the Sea of Wisdom. Rabbi Yitzchak Myer Morgenstern.